Alright, what is up guys? Losomaniac here, and welcome to Fallout 4. Now, I've tried to do a Let's Play. However, I was a bit up in the clouds, as I'll say, to kind of keep it somewhat friendly. And so that intro went nowhere. Like, I talked to Codsworth twice now, but I figured I'd take a step back and talk about this character, because this is one I absolutely love. This is my survival character, so it's obviously the Railroad, but just let me show this off, because I am very proud of this character, because this is the most work I've ever put on a character ever. Like, this is my own personal build that I did, kinda sorta. There's probably YouTube videos about it, but yeah. So this is my character. Alright, she's a railroad character. I see her as more as like a railroad heavy, hence why she has the armored trench coat. And yeah, and then to kind of actually let me slow down a bit. Let me start one at a time. So yeah, this is my railroad character. I am right near Hangman's Alley, because I'm also going to give a tour of her home base, so you guys can get an understanding as to what I've been doing with this character. So her name is Subject Zero. That is a reference to the fact that the voice actress for Nora in Fallout 4 is voiced by Courtney Taylor, who also voices Jack or Subject Zero in the Mass Effect franchise, one of my favorite franchises. So this is a reference. So her name is a reference to that. And her special stats are, let me get rid of any sort of equipment that adds. Okay, so no charisma, no perception added. Alright, so it is 11 strength, 13 perception, 2 endurance, 6 charisma, 13 intelligence, 12 agility, and 9 luck. This is my sniper character, by the way. So yeah, so all of these ones that are like more than 10 were added for specific reasons. Like the strength of 11 was added for carry weight mostly. I think the only perk I have in that tree is strong back. So yeah, safe to say that this was meant for carry weight. 13 perception is because this is my sniper character. I need as much accuracy as I can get. So there's that. Endurance at 2. It was at 1. I managed pretty well without endurance, so having that high of endurance doesn't really concern me. So the fact that it is low at 2 kind of makes it worthwhile, in my opinion. Charisma is 6. So my original plan with this character was like, okay, now that I'm done with the Railroad, I kind of want to start working on the Minutemen. But that hasn't gone anywhere. Like, I don't think I even have settlements yet, aside from Sanctuary, Hangman's Alley, and Mercer Safe House. I think those are the 3 that I have. So yeah. Intelligence at 13, mostly for experience, as well as some other perks, such as Science, Robotics Expert. Robotics Expert was mostly for Automatron, but that's about it. And Gun Nut, and so yeah. So I do have a few perks in the intelligence tree, but this is mostly for experience. Agility at 12. Obviously, I'm a sneaky character. I feel like if you're doing a sneaking character, you need to have the high agility. That is why that is there. Plus, for the majority of the perks used in a sniper character. Luck at 9, because this is a VATS sniper character, so I need the critical perks. That is why it is there. Speaking of, let's go over the perks. So in the strength tree, we just have strong back, level 2. Pretty straightforward there. I am terrible at carry weight and whatnot, especially for survival mode, so having something like that really helps. In the perception tree, we have Rifleman, obviously a pretty obvious go-to for a sniper character. Next, we have Locksmith. This is one I also started taking fairly recently. There's like 2 perks. I think there's a couple perks in here that I started taking fairly recently, just for why not. And next, we have Night Person. Night Person adds +3 intelligence and perception between the hours of 6 p.m. and 6 a.m. So how I use Night Person is I use it more as like a roleplay thing, where the second I get Night Person, I kind of roleplay it as a person that stays in the night, sleeps during the day, travels at night. That's how it is. Although I am terrible at that. Next, we have the obvious choice, Sniper. I feel like if you're doing a VATS character, a VATS sniper, then having this sort of perk is very useful. Penetrator is, I learned, not that good, because in there it shows that he's shooting through a thick wall. However, to shoot through a thick wall, I learned you need to use up criticals. So there's that. And finally, we have Concentrated Fire, again, a very good perk to have for a VATS character. For Endurance, there's nothing really in Endurance. Charisma is pretty straightforward with Lone Wanderer. Kind of just that way I can add some benefits to my character while I travel by myself or with Dogmeat. And then Local Leader, like I mentioned before, for Minutemen, settlements, and whatnot. Intelligence is pretty straightforward. Medic, Gun Nut, and Science. Like I mentioned before, Robotics Esper was just for the Automatron DLC, but I going nowhere with that. Science was to like level up some of like I used the Gauss rifle, so I needed that. And Gun Nut, obviously, all the snipers and whatnot, and Medic just because I'm trying to get like to level 4 with it, and I feel like healing yourself with stim packs could be a lot quicker. And then obviously you have the agility stuff. I'm not going to go through them all just because it's pretty straightforward, except Quick Hands, which I just got the 1 level to make you reload faster, and Action Girl because I use up a lot of action points when it comes to VAT sniping, so having this as a backup is really nice. Now we are going over all of the luck stats with Fortune Finder and Scrounger. I've noticed that like whenever it comes to ammunition, I go through it pretty quickly, so having Scrounger and Fortune Finder is very useful for me to have. I can take all the ammunition and sell them for caps to then, or I could just use it to like trade between getting like .38s to .308s or whatever. It is Savant. I needed the extra XP, the extra experience, so I would like spam shelves with like a level 11 intelligence character and then just get the benefits of Idiot Savant, and that's about it. And then obviously all these critical stuff. I don't have Grim Reaper Sprint. Reason being, I am planned on using the handmade rifle you get by signing with the operators from Mags, which kind of makes Grim Reaper Sprint redundant, because it has the not the Relentless. It has a perk that makes it, or has an effect to make it to where your action points are refreshed on a critical hit. However, I am not using that anymore, so Grim Reaper Sprint is something I might look into. And then obviously 4-leaf clover for the critical meter. I have actually thought about like doing all these sort of perks that make it to where you have increased AP and critical meter. So something like Mysterious Stranger, where at level 4 there's a very high chance of your critical meter getting filled. In fact, Grim Reaper Sprint has a 35% chance to restore your critical meter and your action points. Now, is it an overkill? Yes, but it's a sniper character on survival mode. You gotta take all the help you can, you know? So yeah, so there's that. Some of the minor perks I added to this that I think is very important is Ace Operator, which is where your stealth is increased while in shadows, and an increased damage to silenced weapons. Something like that is very useful to have. Some of the other ones I have is Covert Operations, all 10 levels, and Guns and Bullets, level 9. I don't know where the 10th one is. I may have to look for it. But yeah, so there's that. Otherwise, nothing too crazy here, and obviously Pack Alpha. Some of these other stuff like from Far Harbor and whatnot, not really important. Some of these I just got just because they were there. And yeah, that's pretty much it for perks and whatnot. Let's move on to weapons. So weapons, I use Jack's Gauss rifle. There's the reference, which is it's basically a VATS enhanced Gauss rifle, which as you can see up there, I really like this one. This one's my go-to, and whatnot. I use this one quite a lot, although you can see down at the bottom left I don't really have that much ammunition, but, well, I mean, compared to some of the other guns I have, not a lot of ammunition, but I have it no less. And I really love this one. Next, we have Jack's Guardian, which is basically just the Overseer's Guardian I relabeled as Jack's Guardian. So my plan with this is, since I am very heavy with VATS, whatnot, I figured that instead of doing a 2-shot combat rifle, I can do a VATS enhanced combat rifle. But I already have the Gauss rifle, so yeah, that's pretty much it. I do have some backup weapons over in Hangman's Alley, but I think we can head over there right now, actually. So I am gonna have to go into the workbench, just that way, because I have like two people that will talk to me, and I don't want to ruin this video. Alright, so first, whenever you walk in, I have a nice decontamination arch here, so I don't have to use rataways. So I decorated the fuck out of this place. So this whole building, this whole area is meant to be like a trophy for like each of my of the DLC. So you can see here I have a nice little Disciples Christmas tree. I have a pommel horse, which I labeled A because that increases agility, and I also have this weight bench for S for strength. And then yeah, as you can see, so here we have the Disciples and the pack, or the operators and the pack. These are the two that I sided with. Even though the pack doesn't really show up on there. Not really, no. So yeah, so there's that. Oh, I forgot. Armor, that's the most important part. So yeah, so I used the armored newsboy cap, which adds +1 to charisma, but I mostly added it for the look of the railroad. Obviously I'm playing a railroad character, I want the railroad look, and I'll obviously be doing that for all my other characters. I'll have a Minuteman look, I have a Brotherhood of Steel look, and I'll have an Institute look. But this is my railroad look. It is a Mark 1 armored newsboy cap, eyeglasses for the extra perception. I thought I'd use the sunglasses, but I figured glasses work well with this character, and then obviously the Railroad Armor Coat Mark V. Now, a bit of fact that I learned for all you guys that are looking for the Mark V Railroad Armor Trench Coat, if you do the Battle of Bunker Hill and you pay attention to the Railroad Heavies with Gauss rifles, they carry the Mark V, or at least the Mark IV. They carry the higher up ones because they carry Gauss rifles, so they're the more heavy look. They're the more railroad heavy look. So if you guys are ever looking for the Mark V, that's where you'll find it. That's how I found it. And yeah, so pretty straightforward look, and obviously she looks like a pretty... I like the look of this. And yeah, you may notice the little clover on her face. That's just to signify the four-leaf clover perk. So yeah, I obviously have my robotics workbench, which I use on Ada. I used it on Ada for a time. I have this. I use this to search for ammunition. Obviously, oops.
This should prove interesting. I wonder what you'll build next.
Thanks, Ada. But yeah, so as you can see, I used a.
Traveling as much as you want. I don't require sleep or food in order to survive.
Great. So yeah, so I obviously have like a 20 mag with like 340, so like 369 of ammunition. So I mostly use it for mostly use this for the 20 millimeter whatnot. So yeah, so let me go into the workbench here. Obviously, I have myself a Nuka-Cola machine and a Vim machine. Which is kind of blasphemous to the fact that you kind of put these here, but yeah, so this was to signify my trip to Nuka World, and this to Far Harbor. Yeah, so as you can see, I kind of have like all these little buoys and whatnot. This is the Far Harbor side of things, and then these are all Nuka World and whatnot. Yeah, I don't have all the bobbleheads. That's my end goal with this character, is to get all the bobbleheads as well as do all of the railroad to the mattresses and Randolph Safe House quest lines. I feel like that's a pretty good challenge. And I have Whittle dog meat over here with the little D on his little dog house. How's it going, buddy? Going good? Yeah. So yeah, and with the fact that since I sided with the railroad, I also had to blow up the Brotherhood of Steel. I managed to get every person's, with the exception of Proctor Tegan, I managed to get all of the outfits. So yeah, as well as Paladin Dance's little hood, which as you can see is worn by the dummy wearing Elder Maxon's outfit, which is kind of funny, especially if you know the story. But yeah, so this is my little trophy area. So pretty messed up. And then there's Final Judgment just sitting there because, I mean, I killed Elder Maxim. Might as well take Final Judgment, right? And then here we have my little DLC trophies. I have Porter Gage right there. I have... So I did obviously kill, the High Confessor, sorry. And then I did the Automatron, so I have done all the DLCs, all the 3 DLCs. I'm not doing the 4th one. I'm not doing the fucking Vault-Tec Workshop. This character's not spec'd for that entirely. So yeah, and then I obviously have all the DLC weapons. These mean nothing. Alright, like, there's no significance as to why I put them up here. I just figured these are like DLC weapons, so as you can see, I have the Crippling Pack automatic rifle. There's really no need for me to have a Crippling one, but it's a handmade rifle, so it's from Nuka World. I have Old Reliable, and the Charging Tesla rifle. So not only do I have the DLC trophy outfits, but I also have the guns also, and you can see this little...
Must have been quite the bustling metropolis before the bombs fell.
Thanks, Ada. As you can see, I have the railroad flags. Flying. I thought about making this Nuka World. I think it was Nuka World at one point, but yeah, who knows? I already have the railroad flag there anyways. I might as well. And then, so here we have my little room. So yeah, and then here's a little trash can with all the stuff I put in there. Yes, I put in Patriot suicide letter. That's a fucked up thing to do, but I don't care. Yeah, it's just a nice little room with a poster and whatnot. And this was... So, fun fact about this. I tried to get a casual outfit for the male, but since I played as a female, all the casual outfits come out as male. So there's that. And I have little father's outfit, kind of like a little, like, in memory of my son and my husband. That sort of thing. That's basically why I have that. Is it sad? Yeah, but it's a nice little touch, I think. So yeah, I think I've covered everything of this character. Oh yeah, so I figured I should go over this also. So if we go down here, oh gosh, hold on. Turn off the radio. I don't want to risk getting in trouble over that. Where is it? So yeah, so here's some of my other Jack's weapons. I have Jack's Conversion, which is Radical Conversion. I love the penetrating legendary effect, because it ignores 30% of the target's damage and energy resistance. I don't use this gun quite as often as I thought I would, but having a radiant rifle is nice to have anyways, especially if you're going to an area that's mostly humans. Although a sniper like this maybe is good, but yeah. Next we have Jack's Problem Solver. I took all the modifications out of this one that I had for this one and put it on Jack's Solution. But this is it. This was basically just my go-to sniper for the time being. It's nice, but I think a 2-shot handmade rifle would have been better. But yeah, so here it is, Jack's Solution. This was my go-to for a while. This gun is the reason I do not have Grim Reaper Sprint, as it refills your action points on a critical hit. I loved this gun, but then after a while it started taking more than one hit to kill enemies, so I just got rid of it. I mean, I'm not using it anymore, and then that's about all of the Jack's guns. Yes. So now that you know the whole joke, I can mention that, yeah, Jack's Conversion, Jack's Problem Solver, Jack's Gauss Rifle, that's all a reference to Mass Effect. My character's name is Subject Zero, but I consider this like Jack's weapon, because she doesn't call herself Subject Zero. She's known as Subject Zero, but she goes by Jack. So that's the joke. That's the reference. And yeah, so I think that's pretty much, I think that's everything. Yeah. Hi, Sean.
I like the nighttime. It's usually more quiet.
I know, right? Anyway, so yeah, so this is my little setup. This is my house. It is heavily defended for no fucking reason. And yeah.
I trust you're enjoying my company. You and I make quite an effective team.
Yeah, so that is pretty much all I have. Yeah, this is my first ever. First of all, let me just say, this character is level 95. This is the highest level character I have ever had, period. Bar none, the highest. So I am very happy with how this character turned out. And yeah, so that's pretty much it. That was Subject Zero. If you guys do want to, I will be making more survivalists or survival characters in the future. If you guys do want to see those, do let me know in the comments down below. If you do like this video, make sure to leave a like. And also while you're there, leave a comment down below as to what you guys want to see on this channel. I kind of want to do a let's play. I'm trying to do a let's play of this, but the character in particular I need to redo. Because I need to constantly redo so I can get what looks like a proper let's play in. So yeah, I'm trying to force something out there. But yeah, so this is all I have for now. I'm really happy with how this character turned out. And yeah, yes, I know it's a railroad character, but I really, really love this character. She's my favorite. And yeah, also one last smart thing I did. You see all these wires and whatnot? These are all mine. So I found a way to make it to where all of these wires did not crowd up the place, and it was kind of fun actually. So yeah, that is it. With that being said, Loser Manic out.